dogs eat cheese?
I'll be clear report. Take that pending theft. The suspect's no longer up.
Pull up. LOP here.
Not live yet. On YouTube.
Okay, we're live. Can dogs eat cheese?
I'll be clear report.
Okay, we're live.
4447. Do we know what business this is? Or was it a bystander that called it in?
All right, backseaters. Welcome back. We'll give it a few minutes here. I don't know, before we start the official program. Is this official?
I think it's official.
Yeah.
You're an official. I'm an official.
You remember earlier when you said you wanted to sing the national anthem today before we started?
That was before I had a little frog in my throat. I could do a solo, but if it's a solo, nobody can hear me. Will they appreciate it?
Yeah, solo. No one can hear you. That's good. Oh.
I didn't see us on YouTube yet.
All right. Maybe we're not on YouTube. Maybe the YouTube gods are not watching out for us. Your seatbelt is definitely not on YouTube.
We're going to actually...
You got it for the dummy bell.
Well, backseaters, welcome back to Live on Patrol. This is Undersheriff Mike Martin from the Ramsey County Sheriff's Office in Minnesota. We're in the capital city. Oh, my partner's screwing up. We're in the capital city of St. Paul here in Minnesota, and you are live with us. It's 3:54 here and 35 degrees, so it's a beautiful day for us here in Minnesota. And we are here to bring you into the holiday season. I don't know, did the holiday season start with Thanksgiving? It might have.
It did. It definitely did.
But
you got Thanksgiving, you got Kwanzaa,
Hanukkah, Christmas.
And there's something else. The Seinfeld show.
Festivus.
Yes.
I see. I've heard of it, but I'm not familiar with it. So I'm just going to stick with Christmas.
You will
today.
enjoy it much better then.
So it has been I don't know, kind of a mediocre day today, but we've had a lot of meetings and other stuff we needed to take care of. We needed to go get Steve's truck that was getting work done at EATI, where our buddy Adam works, takes care of us. I don't know who the guy was that worked on your truck.
I think it was Scott. He had a plate put in his leg, and they broke his leg doing it.
They broke his leg putting a plate in his leg?
Yeah, so he's on crutches, he's hopping around, but he says he's doing good. He's got a very positive attitude. And he put the new piece of equipment in my car while on crutches. The guy's a monster. He's a monster.
So we're not going to tell people what the new piece of equipment is, but is it like a James Bond, like where it shoots out oil from the back, and so that the people following you slip all over?
It is a high-tech, secret add-on that even blew my mind to some of the stuff it can do.
Wow. That's awesome. And you're kind of a tech guy. I mean, you're not a hands-on tech guy, but you know the tech.
You know, for an old man, I surprise a lot of people with what I know. But every now and then I come up with something that shows my age, like face space, or and they look at me and go, "We remember that other? There used to be Facebook and the other one."
MySpace.
Yeah, something like that. I
Yeah.
used to get mixed up all the time.
My first gang expert testimony case that I got paid for
Ah,
was based off of MySpace social media posts.
and that thing just kind of went away, didn't it?
Yeah, it did. When Facebook came out, I think it just it was a lot more user friendly. So right now we're westbound on University, but we're going to go north on Rice here. Rice Street. We're right by the state capitol.
You know, I was looking at some pictures the other day of the Christmas season in the 50s, 60s, and 70s. And St. Paul embraced Christmas. They decorated with tinsel and bells and garland down the streets, on all the light poles. It was just to celebrate the commercial Christmas.
Right.
And you don't see any of that anymore. It's really changed.
No, there's not a lot of that.
Although I heard just somebody talking about, they read an article, it sounded like somebody stepped up with Dayton's and did some window decorating like they used to.
Yeah, I heard they had their windows. Well, they have the holidazzle going on over there, but they don't have the parade. This is in Minneapolis we're talking about.
Yeah,
but they have
that little city next to us.
Yeah, those kids over there. It's like a minor league city, but they.
So what are they going to do if there's no parade?
Holidazzles.
What's the event then?
Well, they have lights and displays and stuff, and Macy's has their windows decorated. But
so it used to run every night for like 12 days of Christmas.
a parade.
Yeah, they have a parade every night.
Yeah.
What are they doing now? Is it still a long event, or is it one day? Or
I think it's just this weekend, and this week, and then and it's not like it used to be. Those parades used to be fun. We'd take our kids down and to see the Holidazzle parade, but on the old Nicollet Mall before, I don't know, it was redeveloped.
Yeah, I remember it was kind of a big deal for a long time. COVID really has shaken things up, right?
Yeah.
And then it's the cost of things.
It sure has. So, one thing I want to say, and I'll say it again later just so people know, I was asked by Sheriff Fletcher to let everyone know that we are taking this Friday night off from Live on Patrol. So there will be no Live on Patrol this Friday. And but I encourage everyone to watch an older episode. Find your favorite old episode and let us know.
That would have to be on a Monday then, right? What's your favorite?
Oh, yeah, it must be us, right? Actually, you know what my favorite one is? The chase in the snow, where they had to break out the window of the car.
Oh, yeah, on the intersection right by 94?
No. Oh, that one. That was where it was slippery?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, not that one.
I went right down on my backside on that one.
No, the one where the sheriff came up with a pipe that was in the back of his car and broke out the guy's window. It was like a little pickup.
Oh, I remember it. Yes.
Right? That was one of my faves.
Well, there are people that ice fish. There are people that went skate either hockey or for pleasure or figure skating, speed skating. Sledding, that's always a fun thing to do. You don't have to have any real experience to go sledding, right?
Right.
But the best thing to do in St. Paul from January 23rd to February 2nd, 2025 is to embrace and come out to all the events with the St. Paul Winter Carnival.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's one of the oldest festivals still in existence, and it's changed over the years. It's adapted with culture changes. It's a great time, great events, and on the last day of Carnival, there's a torchlight parade. It's in the evening. It ends up at Rice Park, and you have the official running the King Boreas out of the city, who represents winter. Volcanus Rex and the Vulcans are victorious, signaling the coming of spring. And then there's a great party at the Victory Party, Victory Dance, across the street in the hotel. And it's just a really fun thing to do. And it embraces the winter. There's the snow sculptures out at the state fairgrounds. There's all kinds of events, and it's definitely something that you've not, whether you're from St. Paul or Stillwater or Duluth, Minneapolis, Rochester, doesn't matter where you're from in the state, St. Cloud, you got to come down and enjoy the Winter Carnival. It's just a really fun event to participate in.
And there is always a Winter Carnival parade.
Yeah, there's two of them.
And you may actually see some of us involved because we've helped with the Winter Carnival parade.
Yeah, it's not uncommon at all. You will see deputies at the Grand Parade, which is the Saturday that begins the Winter Carnival. And then at the end of the Winter Carnival, it's the Balkans Parade with the Torchlight Parade. And it's just a great event and really good people involved. And of course, each year there's new Vulcans, there's new royal family, and they represent the city of St. Paul and the state of Minnesota for the whole year. They're going to festivals and carnivals all over.
Have you ever seen a baby Vulcan?
Kind of.
Okay, because I've never seen a baby. Like, how do they reproduce? That's what I want to know.
Well, they keep their identity fairly secret. Not completely anymore, but fairly secret until the end of Carnival. Then the Pioneer Press publishes a picture of the Vulcan crew in their Vulcan gear, and then also in their dress street suit.
All right. Okay, I thought it was a lot like pigeons. I've never seen a baby pigeon. So, I got a couple shout-outs.
Okay.
You want to mute?
Yeah, just a second.
All right. All right. Every once in a while, we get a call that we got to mute for because we're getting important information, intelligence coming in that we need to share. By the way, we are monitoring all the St. Paul channels, Ramsey County channels, Metro-wide channels, statewide channels. So if anything good pops off, we will hear it. And you will hear it. And I got it cranked up here. I wanted to give a couple shout outs. Oops, I grabbed the wrong phone. The first one being to Aaron, who I met at the Green Mill in Shoreview this weekend. Aaron has been fighting cancer, and he said he's a big fan of Live on Patrol and that we've helped him with his journey to battle cancer. So everybody give a shout out to Aaron.
New message.
And to Kirby Burmeister, who is an avid viewer. His son stopped me and talked to me this past weekend and told me that his dad religiously watches Live on Patrol. So thank you, Kirby, and thank you to all the other people who watch us regularly and support us in what we do, trying to educate people about what cops do and how we do our jobs, and the fact that we're just normal people, well, semi-normal people, when it comes to us.
60 miles. 140. GTA.
Hey, from a couple blocks out.
This traffic's busy here.
Copy, someone is clear.
You got this.
690.
So we are eastbound on Maryland right now when we do start moving, and Maryland Avenue, and we're approaching Payne Avenue.
4447. Can I get my current case number, please?
Case number is 036619.
That end in 19 or 09?
19.
So it's kind of weird. This morning, we started off the morning with an Amazon van full of packages being stolen.
Yeah.
I don't know if I never heard whether it was recovered or not.
I don't believe it has been.
So
It's
it doesn't say Amazon on it. It's a white Dodge Ram pickup truck with temporary Indiana license plate pasted up in the back window, and it's probably one that they've rented for the season. So if you see that one, call 911 and let the police know where it is, and maybe we can get some presents back to people. It's not unusual this time of year for... That's on channel 1.
Hello. What's that? Say it again, louder. Doing Live on Patrol. All right.
Did he just want a shout out? Is that why he called?
He forgot.
He forgot? He forgot?
That's how busy he is. He
How
is
long ago did
silent.
we talk to him? Like 10 minutes, 15 minutes ago?
But to his credit, it's end of the fiscal year, and he's got all. We're talking Kyle Mista, the Undersheriff of the admin, and he was telling me all the things that are due at the end of the year that he's putting together and trying to add things. He's got some staff that are out, so he's picking up some extra stuff, and that shows you how busy he is, because he's the smartest man, as we're told, in the sheriff's office, and he called and
He forgot that we talked to him.
What are you doing? Are you busy? Yes, well, I'm doing LOP. Oh, that's right, Kyle. I'll talk to you later. Bye. I forgot.
Hey, Kyle, you better be watching us, number 1.
155, E-check transit.
And number 2, I need a pivot chart or pivot sheet,
in the apartment.
whatever,
Trying to get him on his back.
about that. So, sounds like St. Paul's fighting with one over on the west side. We're on the east side, so we're on the other side of the world from them. But
I'll be en route from the university.
hopefully they get that person in custody.
2990 Katrina Way at 611.
You have to do any other Christmas shopping? Or are you all done?
You know what? I'm pretty much done, I think. But if I think of anything else,
You know where to go.
Steven.
So, do you do midnight mass, or do you go at another time for Christmas?
We have done both. So, I don't know. When I was a kid, we would do midnight mass.
Yeah.
We would go home and sleep, and then we would be ready in the
184, is
morning.
everybody good? You need medics for anyone?
So,
So-
if you're a parent, you understand that there's just a lot of things that can keep you from getting much sleep on Christmas night. And
184.
that's probably all I'm going to say about it, because I don't know who's listening and how old they are. So we'll just move on.
Everybody good? You need medics?
The last thing I need is 50 letters saying, you said what? And I don't know, sometimes my nephew, my great nephew, Mason, is listening. He's quite the ambitious young man. And of course, my much, much older sister is
Hey, no.
always taking care of him. Well, you know, she's been retired for some time now.
That's because she just worked harder than you.
Well, she probably did. She worked at the emergency room at St. John's Hospital for decades and decades and decades. I mean, she started at St. John's when it was over here on 7th and Mariah, which is now Metro State University.
Oh, really? Wow.
Transit can be clear.
That's impressive.
Now I think Fairview bought them out. And everything changed. You know what? They say we don't like change. Humans don't like change, but nothing's static. Everything is constantly evolving and changing.
Yes, it is. So we are, right now we're on Minnehaha, and we're going to cut over to 7th Street. And on the east side of St. Paul, and see what's going on. Any good calls pending?
I don't see anything.
Come on, Mr. Technology. You should be able
Accidents,
to.
hit and run, suspicious activity over on Central.
Alright, so nothing over here.
No.
That's because we're over here.
Yeah, they know we're here. Yeah, I'll tell you.
They all went over to Central and West.
That ominous presence gets them every time.
Both parties separated. She did leave, but she wants back because she says she has loud words. Staff did not indicate that they wanted her trespass. That's where we're at right now. Copy.
So we're now eastbound on 7th Street, passing Cypress. And this is an area that can heat up at any minute. The Vikings won yesterday, so that was nice.
Yeah, that was a close one. They have a lot of close ones.
Yeah, they make it too close for comfort.
Yeah, thank God they're tilting our way, but wow. Ay, ay, ay.
Tonight the Packers play.
Who are they playing tonight? Do you remember?
I knew you were going to ask, and I don't remember.
I'll
I
check my
should
memory
know.
here.
I should know, or someone can post it.
Saints.
Oh, that's right, New Orleans Saints. We're going to turn up here on
4447
Johnson
Clear Park.
Parkway.
Clearly, my much older sister is listening. She just sent me a text. You worked at the old St. John's too, brat brother.
Oh.
Tell Mike it's his fault there's no treats. It's your fault there's no treats at the station. He knows because we're dieting. So
Well, yeah, we're dieting, so we're, but that fudge was awesome. I still got to get you back your Tupperware from that. I keep forgetting to bring it to work.
Christmas is a great time of year. It always brings back memories, people that have passed on, right?
Yes.
Think about grandmas and grandpas and moms and dads for some of us older people that have lost family members or children, unfortunately. So it has mixed feelings. But so if you do get depressed during this holiday season, you know somebody does, reach out, make a phone call. If you can't think of any of the crisis center numbers to call or their suicide prevention numbers, pick up the phone and call 911 and they will help direct you. Our job is to keep the public safe, and there's a lot of resources out there. There's not enough, I'll tell you that. We need to do a lot more for the mentally ill, people that are suffering from mental illness. The stigma's got to go away.
Yeah.
People can have a bad day, can get into a tough situation, have family members die, divorces, loss of jobs, medical issues.
Just depression and...
It's that holiday time, and if there's somebody you haven't talked to for a while, reach out to them. Make sure everybody's okay. Let them know that you care about them. Oh, and in case anybody's wondering, Cadillac is my favorite gift.
Cadillac. Uh-huh.
2 for 1. Looks like she's back fighting. She took a knife out and cut the back of her jacket, or his jacket.
Oh, gee.
Back off and fighting for the night out. 2 for 1, do you need? 2 for 1, do you need more smoke? 232, I'm here, and security took the knife from her. They're gonna go work her.
Wow. So they're dealing with what sounds like a person in crisis, a woman that had a knife.
You have 1484, please.
Was threatening people, but sounds like security took the knife.
Spot 1.
We are eastbound on Maryland, right by Hazelwood, by the Sam's Dairy over here.
New message.
The Roosevelt Homes. Maybe we should have stopped and showed that guy how to pull his pants up. He's gonna get cold.
I don't understand. That's a dying why somebody feels comfortable wearing a little boy's pair of pants that only go up to mid-thigh. It's hard to walk. You can't run. Your butt's sticking out. Nobody wants to see your underwear.
But we appreciate it because then if they're gonna run from you, the first thing they do is pull their pants up. So it's kind of a clue that they're about to run. I zoomed you in a little bit so you can see a little better here and not so much of the sky. Although I've been told if you don't see the sky, then people have a hard time with perspective. So,
We're on White Bear Avenue now, going north. This is my grandma and grandpa's old neighborhood. They live
named after them?
It is not.
Yeah, 54
Oh.
Little Circle Drive.
Henry
Or
Bender
Hedley
or
owns
Margaret
against the
Bender?
party. They logged into her DoorDash account, took screenshots, and their mother showed up to the caller's address. Advised that third-party contact was not allowed.
We've had a couple cases
Mr. Kevin.
over the last few days of elderly people who fell victim to a scam where they are told to deposit money in a Bitcoin machine.
Hey,
And
Rob, that truck is back at Crime Tree for my theft. Just in case you want a project tonight.
do not ever do that. If someone calls you on the phone or texts you,
Probably I'll take it out. Thanks.
Yeah, my son works in patrol. He's one of our patrol deputies. And he was on a call last week. And the people are so convincing that sometimes it takes a while for us to convince the target that they're really being scammed and that's not true. And don't listen to what they're saying. And, if anybody calls and tells you you have to go get gift cards or you have to put money in a Bitcoin or you're going to get arrested or your grandson's not going to get bailed out of jail, call the sheriff's office, call the police department where you live, and run it by them because it's just not true. It's just not going to be true.
it's never true.
And they always tell you, the scammers, don't tell anybody. That's your first red flag. Don't tell anyone what you're doing. And send me gift cards or go into Bitcoin. I guarantee you 100% of those, they're scams. They're trying to manipulate you. They target elderly people. So warn your family members at Christmas not to buy into that stuff.
Yeah, we've had some pretty significant losses
Spot 180.
here
Yeah.
recently.
One person came in patrol 2 days ago, $35,000 they were scammed out of.
Sure. Come.
Hey, just so you know, Steve, if they call me and say, hey, we got Steve in custody and you need to deposit $35,000, I'm going to be like, well, enjoy your time with him.
Yeah. You'll be paid. If they knew me, they'd pay you to take me. Well, this is the old, what they call it when I was growing up, they call it the poor farm back in the early
There's no
late
available.
1800s.
Raise Ramsey deputy.
And turned into a retirement home, and
28, you can put me on it.
the last county manager had to close it. I think it's a treatment center now.
I think it is too. But
Yeah, Corcoran Recovery Services.
And I'll be right behind the South Dakota, go 94 West. I'll wait for the same close one.
Is our kid out here? Your buddy?
I don't know. I don't.
Might be too cold for him.
Could be.
Almost up. Alright. What is the DOE for? And is there a point of contact?
Just Dad.
They're following the suspect.
Hey, you're supposed to be the guy. Let's see.
Copy.
They're over at
Other person's
last.
not here, 6-1 can cancel.
Copy, continue with it.
They're following a car that was used in a burglary where a firearm was stolen. It looks like one of our squads is assisting, but they are a long ways
Yeah, they're way over
from us.
Almost 750 City, no St. Paul squads. Right.
the sheriff's department here following.
Right.
Going case number.
Case number is 236989.
So I was up here earlier today. This morning, I was gonna run into Costco and get some toilet paper.
Are you out toilet paper in houses again, Mike?
I was, yeah. I'm thinking about it. It's too expensive now. I don't know,
How
what
can
you would
kids afford
replace
it?
it with,
Yeah.
right?
How can kids afford it now?
But there was no spots, and they had a line to get into the parking lot of Costco.
Wow. Look at this. Look at the Hy-Vee.
Yeah, I went to this Hy-Vee here
Jammed.
and got some, of course, not the gigantic size that I would have gotten if I went to Costco, but
So, have you ever shopped at Hy-Vee this fresh?
yeah.
So is that like a Whole Foods type thing, or?
It's kind of got some of the same stuff, yeah.
Yeah.
It's good. It's a good store. But they also have fresh other stuff like deli and meat trays and all that.
I don't know what that is.
One around the LEC, one adult female.
So we're northbound on White Bear Avenue. We're in the city of Maplewood. We're just kind of doing a tour of the county here. Maplewood has their own police department. But we work together on a number of task forces and our SWAT team. And obviously we back each other up and support each other.
It's a great department. They got. I've known Joe Steiner probably, 25 since he was a rookie, and great guy.
Great guy, yeah.
I don't know the chief, but I know Joe.
8297.
Yeah, they do a good job. Chief is Beardeman, and
Medical 1420 Chestnut Drive.
they have some great
86
coppers.
male having stroke symptoms.
And we've hired a couple of their deputies on lateral transfer, or their officers lateral transfer to become
We did
deputies.
steal it. We stole Nicole
Yeah, and Micheletti.
and Micheletti.
Great,
Yeah.
great detectives have really added a great asset. They're really dedicated, hardworking detectives. They don't look for credit. They just look to put bad guys. Some guys are out there and they want to do good work, but they want a pat on the back for everything they do.
Yeah,
And the mentality of the sheriff is, let's get criminals off the street and arrested. We don't need credit. We just want to work them, get them off the street, protect the county, and we don't need to take a bow for it. And it's one of the reasons I really like working for Sheriff Fletcher. He's about keeping the community safe, and he has the motto. What would you think the citizens expect us to do? That's what we should be doing. That's who we work for.
right. Yep.
8290.
8290.
I think the citizens would expect us to get paid like twice as much.
6 and 7 are
Don't
going to
you
take
think?
domestic.
I would think so.
Yeah, we just want to do what the community wants. Yeah, we're lucky to work for a leader that still believes in chasing bad guys and locking them up and keeping the community safe and helping the ones who are just on the wrong path but aren't committed to the criminal lifestyle.
We do the outreach. The sheriff talks about a three-prong approach to fighting crime. There's the education, there's the enforcement, there's the outreach. That you try to provide what's missing in somebody's life. And one of our outreach deputies sent me a copy of a card he got from a young man who's at the juvenile detention center who has been arrested multiple times. And he sent him a Christmas card telling him that his eyes are kind of opening up where he's actually headed to, and thanking this deputy for the time he has spent with them and mentoring them. And
Well, that's good.
yeah, so he'll stay engaged with them, and hopefully they can get through the, some of these kids do really well in a structured environment of an institution, but when they're let back out, if we fail to have a robust and good aftercare program, the kid goes right back and we're arresting him again.
Yeah.
And, some people talk about the importance of restorative justice, and there's all different things out there, but you have to remember there is no one answer for all offenders. Some of them need to be institutionalized, they need treatment, they need cognitive thinking, mental health, chemical dependency, they need their education level brought up, and then they need a robust aftercare to keep them moving in the right direction. Some it's one or two, it's the first, maybe the second offense, and you can do a restorative justice and that'll work on them. The hardcore kids laugh at the restorative justice and move right back out to crime. And so you have to have the multitude, We've talked about before. There was a theory that, hey, we don't need Totem Town. Well, now we recognize that was a mistake. We need to open up a secure treatment facility or correctional facility, whatever you want to call it, semantics of the names. You need a place where we can give them a warm bed, somebody looking at them, and taking good care of them.
Yep. We mention that every time we work pretty much, but so we don't want to rehash it too much. But
no, well, it's impressive because the county's moving in that direction. I'm just glad to see it. John Choi does good work. Bob does good work. County manager does good work on it. It's very progressive.
But you don't know who the kids are that need the services until we
Arrest them.
Arrest them or have contact with them, and then that's how we know which kids need the help. It's because we arrest them in cars and stolen cars and doing dumb stuff.
8297 arriving.
Well, hopefully everybody is in the Christmas spirit. They're all ready for Christmas. It's kind of close. And I hope you celebrate and enjoy the holiday season or whatever celebration you have this time of year. And then New Year's is coming around the corner. 2025. Can you believe it, Mike?
It's crazy.
A little over a week away.
I remember when I was a kid thinking
36989.
how old I would be in the year 2000.
I did the same thing.
And I thought I was going to be so old, about ready to die. And, yeah.
My son Chad was born in 1982. And I remember being at the hospital thinking to myself, he's going to graduate 1,000, which seemed so foreign, that date, 18 years away, my whole life. It's been in the 1900s. And now, remember Y2K? Everybody was so scared. All the computers were going to shut down. The whole airport would shut down. Trains would shut down. Nobody could work a computer.
You know what? My whole life, I've been told that there's going to be disasters. When I grew up in San Diego, San Diego was going to run out of, or the state of California was going to run out of water by 1980. They were going to run out of water. Didn't happen. And then by the year 2000, the whole state was going to into the ocean, Andres. And
Happened?
then
that little wooden metal desk was radioactive.
And you name it, it's just one thing after the other. And you know what? We're resilient. Work through stuff. We're smarter than people give us credit for as humans.
Well, I want to give a shout out. I've seen some of the posts he made, and I do want to give a shout out to the correctional officers, the hospital staff, law enforcement, firefighters, the emergency electrical repair people that come out when there's a storm and your electricity's down and they're out all night long fixing it. The people that work on holidays, keeping the infrastructure, the backbone of civilization running.
Changes to an assist.
Yeah, keeping us all safe. We have, what do we have right now? About maybe 400 inmates in our jail, or 350, 400. The corrections officers that work for us have to take care of those folks and feed them and help them with their needs, medical needs, and that doesn't just end on a holiday.
So shout out, if you're in one of that 24/7 industries, shout out to you, and thanks for the work you do. Stay safe, stay healthy.
Channel 1 again. It's getting dark out.
Southbound on Arcade from Wheelock Parkway into the heart of St. Paul.
1446 Fire Avenue for a medical.
It's December 23rd, which means we're 2 days past the shortest day of the year. The days are starting to get longer now.
Oh, that's good. I need sun.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. June 21st is the longest day. December 21st is the shortest day. So I saw there was an article in the news about eggs. Eggs are now approved by the FDA as a health food.
2364.
They debunked all the bad science they had on eggs being bad for you in the 70s.
Clear advice.
Doesn't exist. I always find if you get into a conversation and somebody tries to trump your conversation by saying, well, scientists tell you this, and science proves. I'm like, science, every year I keep hearing about, they find out they were wrong about this, they find out, I'm not saying science doesn't have its place, but
you know what? I worked for a short time at the University of Minnesota between Minneapolis and here.
Yep.
And I saw how that works. The scientists are all trying to get patents and publish papers to get notoriety, and whoever's paying for their research is who they're going to support.
Yeah.
So I'm not saying they're all unethical like that, but I've seen so much of that.
You hear stories about it all over the country, don't you? Money influences people. There's no getting around it. No getting around it.
And I think it's partly a human thing. It's people want to provide for their families, and some people are greedy. They just want the money, the fancy cars. But
Yeah.
I'm skeptical of everybody now. I look both ways before I cross a one-way street. That's how skeptical I am of.
I'm surprised
people.
you got one or two turners.
I know. It's
Well, they're all turning. They just have their blinkers on. Remember to use your blinkers, folks. Yeah. Driving is a privilege, not a right. And good manners and legal driving is important. The other night I was on my way home, sitting at an intersection at a red light, and the vehicle in front of me just drove right through the red light after waiting about 30 seconds. And I pulled him over and I said, I can't believe you just ran that red light like that. He goes, well, I'm hungry. I want to get home. And I didn't see any cars coming. And he goes, and to be honest with you, I didn't know you were a cop behind me because I'm in an unmarked vehicle.
yeah, that's the whole idea.
And then he looked at me and goes, I suppose that was a dumb thing to say.
Well, it's like, just think about other people and think about safety.
It just comes down to a simple rule of rules and regulations are what makes us a civilized people. When you don't follow the rules and regulations, you are the cancer taken away from that civilization. And you don't want to be adding to even a tiny little bit of, I'm not going to comply, I'm not going to work within the rules. It's a battle. I mean, I'm not saying I'm on a pedestal. I make mistakes. I do things sometimes I shouldn't do. But very rarely, little small things.
Anyone else for you?
Other than that, I've got the Mary Poppins complex. I'm practically perfect in every way.
Oh no. Steven.
Well, that's my
We
story.
might have to take one of your kids on a quick live on patrol at some point. I'm sure my kids would sell me out. So
Yeah. One of my sons always reminds me that when he was a young boy, and he was known to hit his brothers. And his brother yelled and started crying, and I come out and he's pointing at Craig, and I spanked Craig, and his back, when he fell down, when I let him go, his back got scratched on a register. And what his brother was trying to tell me is he tripped by Craig. Craig didn't do anything to him. And so he constantly reminds me, you punished me when I didn't do anything wrong. Yeah. I do point out to him that there's many things he did wrong that he got away with.
Right, yeah. We're going to cross over 35E here, westbound on Maryland. We're going to go back in the Central District and maybe over to West because...
So if you look out your window quickly, you see the dome of the Capitol and the dome of the Cathedral. I thought the Cathedral used to be lit up, but it's not right now.
Well, they do that show on the side of it where they project nativity scenes, I think, on the...
Okay.
I don't know. I saw it last year. I'm just guessing. Or they didn't pay the electric bill.
Donations are down.
You never know.
The cathedral is an interesting build. I think it's the third or fourth structure built when Minnesota started getting settled in the early 1800s. Bishop John Ireland went out and raised money to build that thing, and the sub-basement of the cathedral is dirt.
Really?
Yeah.
I've never been in the sub-basement. I've been inside before for graduations and funerals and what else? That's probably
weddings?
About it. I don't think I've ever been to a wedding in there.
My little brother was married there.
I have in the Basilica in Minneapolis.
You know, I've never been inside there. I've been
It's
in the
worth the
cathedral,
trip.
but I've never been in the Basilica. Now, if I remember my Catholic upbringing, a basilica is a church where the Pope has been to.
Yes. I think you're right. That's because somebody corrected me one day because I called the Minneapolis Basilica the cathedral.
Ah.
And oh, did I get some, not hate mail, just
But were you inundated
mail.
with all the Catholics saying, no, 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 no?
I was, yeah.
Yeah.
And you know what? I stand corrected. How's that? I sit and ride around corrected. Speaking of correcting, you know, I had a teacher once who told me that nobody was going to pay me to sit around and look out a window all day. And what am I doing now?
Sitting around,
Driving around looking out the window. So,
you know, it's not for everybody, and I get that. And I wrote an article in MPPO magazine a few years ago about what it's like to be a correctional officer, and highlighted it takes a really special person to be a correctional officer. Not everybody is made out for it, and if you tried it and didn't make it, it's not that you're a loser, it's that that's not a fit for you. We talked about that earlier today.
yeah.
Everybody has strengths and weaknesses, and I mean, you look at Michael Jordan, one of the greatest basketball players in history. Didn't do so good when he tried to play professional baseball.
No.
And so everybody is good at something. Nobody's good at everything, and it's important to kind of put yourself in a position. And I tell you, being in law enforcement, absolutely one of the greatest jobs I could ever imagine. It's just it's challenging. They're great people I work with. I like working with the community and talking to people, interacting. I like holding people accountable for their negative and bad behavior and stopping them from hurting people. So it's just, and then firefighter, I couldn't be a firefighter. Running into a burning building, is just, I couldn't do it. I
don't
applaud
know.
those guys.
I agree. But my smart comment was going to be that my wife will tell you I could be a firefighter because I sleep too much. So,
Well, now we're going to get the hate mail from the firefighters.
yeah.
There's always that little rub, right?
If you're a firefighter out there, I apologize. I should not be disrespectful. I know you do more than sleep. You also lift weights and eat. And
They do some shopping.
so they do. So, no, they do a great job, and I agree. I don't want to run into a burning building or one that's full of smoke and have to crawl around looking for people and pets. And, but it's, everybody has their own set of skills and likes and dislikes, and not everybody's cut out to be a cop or a firefighter or a paramedic. We're reading some comments here. I'm not reading, of course, because I'm driving.
Yeah.
But Steve's reading.
Don Hager's grandma was a Minneapolis police officer. Hager. I don't know if it's the same last name.
Oh.
Ring a bell? You're old enough to know his grandmother.
Well, no, I'm not. I'm just a kid. I don't know how old's Don. 'Cause In his picture, he looks like a little older. But
well, now we're on University Avenue, heading west, just coming off of Rice Street, coming up to Marion. They talk about change. This area of St. Paul has gone through a lot of transformation. You know, in the 60s, this was car lot alley. All the car lots were out here. The Chevys, the Fords, the Dodges, the Plymouths. This is where you came to buy a car.
Henry Moore.
And then it kind of, you know, when Whirlpool, Amhoist, the railroad moved out of Minnesota, took their business somewhere else, and relocated all those really good paying middle class jobs. Things started to falter. That when you drive business out, it drives the economy down, and you start losing businesses, and it kind of ran into despair. And then it was really revived. To be honest with you, when the Hmong people came in.
Yeah.
And they could get rental area at a real reasonable spot, and they worked 16-hour days. And I look at these different businesses. They did a really great job of bringing back this area of the city.
Yeah, the Hmong and the Vietnamese and Lao, Cambodians, all kind of started coming in at the same time, and then now we have the Karen coming in, and
then they put light rail in, and a good friend of mine, Jim Miller, he's a commercial realtor. He's been involved in a lot of committees on board of directors for colleges, the cathedral restoration, multiple, very knowledgeable gentleman. And he explained to me, because I said, a lot of people are worried about what light rails. They're all fighting that they want the light rail stop by their business.
Yeah.
And he pointed out that because light rail comes in, there was a conscious decision by the St. Paul government at that time that we're going to lose parking, which means some businesses are going to go under. They're not going to be able to survive. And those properties will turn into multi-condensed housing, apartment buildings, condos. And where there's a light rail, businesses will flourish because people can get there. And where there's not, there'll be a change with the layout. And now that we've been doing light rail for I don't know how many years, you see that actually occurring.
Right.
Some businesses failed or moved, and some high-density residential areas have been built.
I think if you look in Minneapolis at the light rail that runs along Hiawatha, you'll really see that.
What we got here?
Just Metro Transit cops keeping the platform safe. Unfortunately, there's some crime associated with those platforms. I don't know if you're reading the comments at all, but my partner here, Steve Lyden, is a cigar aficionado. So he loves cigars.
Well, I've also been asked to let you talk more. I think I'm...
Let me talk more?
Yeah, I think I'm being a chatterbox.
Oh, no. What would I say?
I don't know. I just don't like dead air. I just like to know people are there.
I know.
The radio's gotten really quiet.
It is. There's not much going on.
And as Mike said earlier, since we got a little quietness here, just to remind everybody that there will not be live on patrol this Friday.
Oh, thanks. Yes, we're taking the night off. We're giving everybody to just relax, spend with their family.
Asked what kind of cigar I'd be smoking. I like the Rocky Patel Vintage 1990. I like the El Rey de Mundo. I like the Perdón 25 anniversary. I like wine. Taste, different strengths.
I just thought there was red and white.
No, much more complicated. Way over my head. I'm not a drinker of wine.
I'm
So.
not either.
But you listen to people that are, and it's a really in-depth process of understanding the bouquet and the color and what grapes used and what ground it's grown in. Tobacco's a lot the same. But I like a moderate to full-body cigar. Some people like a light cigar. Some people like a medium-bodied cigar. There's no right or wrong answer, but I always tell people is the best cigar out there is the one you enjoy but pay the least amount of money for. That's the best.
Oh, there you go. All right. I do not smoke cigars. I do not know why. I don't, but I don't drink coffee. And the last thing I need is another thing to spend money on.
Medical coming to 2686 Stillwater Road, Grand Mail having a seizure.
I don't know if I'm guessing she can't watch right now. But shout out to my sister-in-law Molly.
Running up in the spur and the chase here.
Thinking about you. Wow. And
Received.
New message.
getting a message. Maybe it's from above. We are westbound on University, by the way, University Avenue, which runs from St. Paul all the way to downtown Minneapolis. And we are in the Midway area of St. Paul. I accidentally called it Midtown once, because Minneapolis has a Midtown at Chicago and Lake.
268, like I've been trusting accident hit and run Highway 96 and half line at 1700.
So the Minnesota Department of Corrections headquarters used to be that building back there.
Oh, really? Interesting. Now they're up off Energy Park Drive.
Correct. Made that move under Commissioner Frank Wood. Yeah, but beside the car dealerships down on University, you had Montgomery Ward's and you had Sears. Otherwise, you would do all your shopping in the 60s downtown St. Paul. At the Emporium, the Golden Rule, Dayton's.
I do miss Dayton's.
Yeah. You didn't have the malls that you got now.
But yeah, now you have all these big malls. Here's the problem with no parking.
Yeah.
Oh, the crash blocking.
Kind of falls right under that.
There's a parking lot right there, but God forbid we use it. So we're right by Allianz Field at Snelling and University.
Do you know what Allianz stands for? What the meaning is behind it? Where the name came from?
Not really. Isn't it a German insurance company? I thought you were gonna answer.
No, I don't know.
Allianz is an insurance company. And I think it's a company that originated in Germany.
53 per minute pending. I'll be able to
Oh, man. Have you ever been in this bookstore on the corner?
Yes. Yeah, you can find some rare books in there.
I've heard it's pretty cool.
It is.
I've never been in there.
It's been there for my entire life that I can remember. It's been there.
Information to Brighton Squads. We have a vehicle versus pedestrian at 730 10th Street Northwest.
Ouch.
90 copies. I should be freed up here shortly. If it's 6 or 7 and free up, I think this will be the parties we were dealing with earlier.
A lot of accidents.
Copy.
Yeah. There are, which there really shouldn't be. It's not like it's slippery out.
No.
It's just wet.
I think you have a lot of tired
Of
choppers
course, you
out
got a
driving.
lot of people like this that
Yeah.
walk out into the road.
Dressed in all black. It's hard to see at night.
It's a good thing she had that blonde hair.
10th Plus 193 to 1703.
Oh, dude. Dude. Where's my car? Dude.
Might want to put your lights on there, sir.
5281.
Trying hard to pull over.
Medical 2440 Fairview Avenue at Wells
This
Fargo.
person's not a very
For
good
35-year-old male
driver,
that
but
passed
don't
him.
tell the backseaters I said that.
Yeah.
It's our secret.
He's trying hard. He really wants you to stop, but he knows this is the wrong place for me to be.
A lot of people lined up outside of Taco Bell there.
Yeah, run for the border.
Are they having a sale on burritos?
2 for 1. Can you change this to a domestic, please?
I don't know if that's lit up for Christmas or they always have that red light.
That's always lit up. It's a tattoo parlor.
Ah. I don't have any tattoos.
Me either. Maybe we should get one.
Maybe not.
Maybe not. Okay. I'm fine with that. I've heard that it hurts.
I heard it's forever.
We're northbound on Snelling here, about up to where Hamlin University is.
4455 traffic.
Alma mater of
4455.
Sheriff Bob Fletcher
Bob Fletcher.
Frank Lincoln
and
Adams.
Pat from McGovern's.
Oh, Hamlin Pipers.
What's that?
Hamlin Pipers.
Yeah.
Isn't that what they are? The Pipers? I
Yes, we
think
do.
so.
Shooting start if there's another downtown squad with us. Jackson 4 is going to be first. Walker, White Lexus, Charlie Tango 801.
532, copy. GOA with 538. I'll have that way. I'm in the Skyway.
We're about to the State
538.
Fairgrounds
I'll just cancel 532.
up here. The
552.
State
Thank
Fair
you.
has their own police department. I don't know how many permanent officers, like full-time, they have, but they have a number of part-time officers as well.
Another wait for domestic. Striker. Voice center. Hand center.
But they actually have events.
Northbound. Underwood Hydro. Traffic light.
That's
Speed 86.
Chase on LTAC 1. I'm going to turn it up.
That's 3 copies. Add state persistence helicopter.
Okay.
They're trying to take assistance from Mendota Heights, state, whoever. Going underway, you know.
Copy, we're patching out tech 1.
Still northbound. Speed 86. Traffic yielding. Lincoln, Georgia, Adam 439. White Jeep.
Did he cut off or did I
think he-
hear it?
I don't know.
White something?
Yeah, we didn't get the plate yet, and she didn't repeat it. It just repeats it.
So that's a statewide channel, and it's a chase. It sounded like it was coming north from Mendota Heights, but we don't know what road they're on yet because they just cross-patched it. So
Chase up the ground, route set, for call as well.
Sorry, which one is that?
Chase up 3.
Copy.
I'm gonna head up here, get close to 30.
And he's taking the shoulder. Gonna discontinue. Coming up to traffic.
Oh, all
Alright,
right.
taking the shoulder, just continuing.
So the squad that was in the chase is
319.
discontinuing.
Lights off, siren off, discontinued. Speeds 79. He's taking the shoulder.
Because of for safety reasons, because the bad guy's taking the shoulder and going around stop traffic, and it's just too dangerous. So at that point, he made a decision that the arresting the person was outweighed by public safety. And
Negative, he's continuing northbound 35. He just passing Shepherd.
He's coming up
Left,
35.
Shepherd.
Moving over into the right lane. Right, around the corner now.
so
I'm
Well,
close
could-
for you. There's a patch.
continue to monitor in case it gets picked up by.
Dakota County's clear of LTAC 1 now. Pursuit's terminated 79. 75 Tango.
Oftentimes, those chases are discontinued by one jurisdiction and then picked up by another one when it's safe.
To
chase again.
Caller would like him trespass with that 15 to 20-year-old black male, green coat.
175 Tango, copy. 179.
Yeah,
Done?
17.
I don't think so.
I don't know if the lights
It
mean.
shouldn't be. It shouldn't be on because, I mean, it'll be on if we turn on the lights or
Okay.
whatever. It'll turn red if it's recording.
All right. It was blinking earlier tonight.
Yeah, it's, I don't know. I think it's having trouble keeping up the.
Well, thanks for letting me know the Mega
Connectivity.
Millions was not won yet. I see that from Devin Scott.
Yeah. Is it time to buy a ticket?
Yeah, you might want one. It's about, I'm going to guess, you know, if you take the cash value, it's half right away. And then in Minnesota, then it's half again after taxes. So you're probably looking at about 458, about 230 million. Could you live on that, Mike?
It'd be tough. I'd be struggling, but
And I believe that because you're such a generous guy. I know you'd be giving a lot of that money away.
yes, yeah, I would. To my kids and
Yeah.
you know, there's some organizations I would love to support if I had that kind of money. But I don't.
Yeah.
And I'm not exactly sure how it works, but I think you have to buy a ticket
Make sure
to
cleared
live.
in. 4-4.
Yeah, it's, you know, the odds are obviously against you, but it's a guaranteed you won't win if you don't buy the ticket.
So I don't know if that's my phone or yours, but it's probably Ann saying buy the ticket.
Yeah. Okay, they were chasing that vehicle because of a theft.
96 Jeep Grand Cherokee. So we're now eastbound on Highway 36 from Snelling. We just went up through Roseville and we're heading back over towards 35E just in case that car reappears over here.
A lot of traffic out. It's rush hour, but there was a lot of traffic going in both directions tonight.
Yes.
A lot of shoppers still. They say this is the busiest shopping day.
Today?
Yeah.
Just to
Yeah.
clarify, they're parked on Stryker.
I guess that would make sense.
I don't know what the selection's like, but I know the prices come down. Stores want to get everything out if they can. Bring in the, January what they start bringing all the summer wear in, right?
8290.
I suppose, yeah.
Was there a male caller on this at all, or just the females?
It was initially with a female calling stating they wanted to make a police report, and then it sounds like it was a passerby that called in the accident.
Copy.
Okay, thank you.
Oh, sorry about that.
Okay.
I'm good.
So I got my seatbelt on.
Yeah, I was just testing to make sure.
There you go.
You had your seatbelt on.
8290, we can cancel a line here then.
Copy, canceling the line at It was last update
Traffic
that she's
up
in the
here.
bathroom, so I'm guessing she's not in her vehicle. She's going to be in her apartment.
Copy. That's going to be the address and the apartment number?
Yeah, 617 Carnival 307.
There's sure not a lot of good action going on today.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a little strange.
There was a lot of shoplifting earlier today. Being reported on the radio, but
47 Charlie Walk. Sure.
this time of year, that's not unusual.
No, sadly, you're correct.
If by the way, if I do win the lottery, I'm not putting in a 2 weeks notice.
I assume if I see you in the paper as having won, we'll take that as your resignation.
Well, I was just going to say I'm going to give you 2 weeks to notice that I'm not going to work anymore.
That's like a guy was telling me he heard, if you miss your girlfriend,
I gotta say
that's different than if your girlfriend's missing.
It's going to be the west entrance is open.
Yeah, I think you're right.
I'm going to wait for another spot here before I approach the apartment. I'll go block.
So we're now southbound on 35E back into the city of St. Paul. Well, it says Maplewood. We just drove by, but we're just barely grazing Maplewood.
1059 Madeline Drive, Marita. Suspect left in a gold Chevy Malibu. License plate Romeo Echo Hotel 796. No direction now.
8290.
Tina says, no one will notice you, Mike. Being gone.
Back over 10 minutes.
Tina who?
No Tina we know.
Oh, not the one we know.
No,
I was
not the
going
one
to say,
we know.
that's not very nice, Tina. You're probably right. They probably wouldn't.
5171. 700 transfer road. Clients threatening each other. One is hitting himself in the head or heading into talking medics.
Well, the weather has been
77
very pleasant the last few days.
Yeah, it hasn't been bad at all. It was a little chillier over the weekend, but it still wasn't as bad as it has been. It got cold enough to make some good ice last week, so the lakes people are ice fishing on the lakes. We have snow, and they can make snow now at the ski resorts.
If it stays in the 20s with little wind, it's just perfect winter
John
weather.
George Edward, 803.
You get into the single digits or below, or that wind chill picks up, that can bite.
Yeah, it's my dashboard here says it's still 34 degrees right now.
Beautiful.
Might have to wear shorts tomorrow.
Try not to get sunburned. The traffic's moving real well here. It's
Yeah,
pretty
it's
light.
not too bad. Doesn't look too bad on the other side either, going out of the city.
So I wonder what the ceiling is of the cloud cover if the airship is available if we needed them tonight, or is that cloud cover too low for them?
I don't know. It looks kind of low, doesn't it?
Yeah. I don't remember what the height is. I think they usually stay at least 2,000 feet up, isn't it? Do you know for sure?
You got me on that one.
How far is it?
I don't know.
I was told once, because I remember talking to a pilot when we were out on a joint effort, and I said, listen, I've got a drone. It's going to be a problem if I put my drone up. And he kind of chuckled and said, I'm up these thousands of feet. You don't go up more than 400. And even if you got close to me, the wash of my propeller would just destroy your drone. So don't worry about it.
Huh. Well, that wasn't very...
No, he was...
At least
it was
he
a chuckle.
told you.
It was said very nicely. The troopers have been great. I remember...
Are awesome.
I don't know if you were on. Do you recall when the bird went through the windshield of the helicopter?
Yeah. Yep.
And they called it out asking for help to they're coming in for an emergency landing, and we were going to provide escort for the ambulance to get to regions as quick as possible. But by the time they landed, you get cut in the head, it bleeds pretty bad. It didn't seem to be as injured once they got on the ground and could check out the... what a scary thought that
would be. Well, we appreciate you riding along with us today. We hope that everyone has a tremendous Christmas and holiday break, and remember, we will not be live Friday night. Everyone will be off, so we appreciate it.
And Devin Scott did say the ceiling's below 2,000, so the choppers will only go up.
The chopper.
Yeah.
Get the chopper.
If you're real old, you might remember the whirlybirds.
Oh, the choppers. All right.
Have a Merry Christmas, everybody.
Thank you. Have an awesome Christmas.
Enjoy your holidays.